just say it once.
And where does it say that people are watching?
Oh, it'll show it
Right
up
now,
here.
there's one.
Yeah, we
Really?
get one person.
Me. That's
Oh,
me.
Yeah,
We'll get
we're not that popular yet.
We'll get
We'll get like 2 people watching throughout the whole time.
Last time I had an Instagram, we had like 20.
really?
20, 25. I
Yeah.
don't know. We've had 200-300 before.
Yeah, we've had
No
2
way.
300.
That's not like, but then we usually get like, after we get like between 1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah, so we're live.
Hey, everybody. Coffee
John.
and Bullshit, episode number 68. Special guest today with us, Larry Orsborn. You guys probably don't know, but if you come to the shop, you've met Larry, seen Larry. Larry's a veteran himself, but has been super awesome help for us in the shop. He's done amazing every time we need help here, helps us at shows. He's been out there in the world meeting people, helping us spread Gun Barrel coffee. So I thought we'd have him on the podcast today so he doesn't have to always be an unsung hero.
I'm up, they see me, I'm down.
And as you guys, just before I forget, so you guys are asking for the bourbon infused. It's here. There's only, we split it up between online and what's in the shop. I don't know. I know a lot sold online. I know a lot sold in the shop. I don't know how many we have left. I didn't count before that. But, man, it's awesome.
Get it while you can.
3 months
Tastes
in
great.
oak barrel. Get all the essence of the bourbon. You drop a little sugar and it tastes like you dropped a shot of the world's best bourbon in there. And don't forget, people started asking me at the last show when I was at Gut about our CBD infused coffee. So our Medic is the caffeinated version. Corman is the decaf version, where we put 1,200 milligrams of CBD isolate in there. So if your aches, pain, stress, anxiety, PTSD, it's been a great use for that.
Locally sourced now.
Locally sourced, but
Yeah, from
all our CBD is locally sourced, so it supports local companies. But take advantage. Get off the opioids and get on CBD. Much better for you. Truly, it's not addictive, so it's a great thing.
Get off the alcohol and
You can find it on our website.
there you go. Get coffee.
self-medicating, it's called.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with self-medicating.
No, every once in a while it's good.
Self-medication is the best. Who knows how bad you feel other than you?
Yeah.
Except for when you're young and you're a teenager and drink alcohol, you have no idea how much you need. And you always drink too much.
Too much, yeah, and then you get those really bad.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. And you just throw up and hang on the toilet all night.
Hugging.
Cold,
I
the
love
cold
you.
porcelain. Yes, I love
Yeah.
you.
I love you.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad
That's the worst.
So glad we passed those days.
Yeah, now hangovers are just not fun.
No.
They're
No.
just, they're,
I don't ever have 2 days where I have nothing to do. Or a night and a morning when I have anything to do.
Hanging out with you guys, I have the same problem.
you got to keep drinking.
right.
I know I need to.
Well, the real thing is like I can party Friday night, but I got shit to do Saturday. We got shit to do. We got a show. Usually on Saturdays we got to be up at 5:30 in the morning to go do a show or something. So it's like there's no time for that shit. Sundays usually are always working. It's amazing to have a Sunday off tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have tomorrow off. Wow, I think we'll have 2 Sundays
My
in a row.
my wife said, "What do you want to do for this? Is your week? What do you want to do?" I'm like, "Sunday I want to do fucking nothing. Nothing." I'm like, doesn't mean I want to get up and go to lunch. Does not mean I want to go to the dog park. Does not mean I want to take the girls to the dollar store. I want nothing. I want to do nothing. I want to have nothing planned.
I ain't got nothing planned.
My ass is gonna move from the bed to the couch, watch some fucking movies, and just leave me the hell alone. That's all I want.
There's nothing wrong with having a day like that.
No.
We don't get them anymore.
No.
Oh, and the good news is no more daylight savings, right?
That's
Oh,
the
that
best
passed?
thing ever. Yes.
Yeah, Pat.
So
It did?
next March when we set the clocks ahead again is the last time we ever have to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
we still have to do it one more time?
The House has to pass it, but I'm sure the House is going to pass it. The Senate passed it unanimously. It's the only thing that passed unanimously in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
But Biden might say, no, we need it.
looking at my
I
watch,
have to go to bed early. I have to go to bed early.
He'll just
I
fall
need-
asleep.
daylight savings time. Let me tell you a story about daylight savings time.
There was this Kentucky Joe guy,
Yeah, and
he was surprised by
Kamala.
he was surprised by my light hairs,
Oh, God.
and he needed daylight savings.
Have
after
you guys
that.
ever been to Disney? When I was at Disney, we didn't have daylight savings time. I made it great, so I'm not going to pass it. I don't know. There'll be something fucking crazy like that. I can't do his prolonged speeches. They start to drive me nuts with
you know the one thing he's never said. I never heard him say "God bless America."
You know what? I've never heard him say that either.
Yeah, when he does the end of speech, he never says.
speeches.
No, he just says
Doesn't say God bless the USA.
no. Doesn't say God
No.
bless USA.
I'll
God
be
bless
honest,
America.
I rarely ever make it to the end of the speeches because they tend to ramble in the middle.
I just
and
watch
like-
the news and see at the end.
Wow.
Did he
Okay.
even do a
Okay,
State
good.
of the Union yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. That was
Was that the one that everybody fell asleep with?
probably. I think
Yeah.
even Carmela.
He gets off
Really?
track.
Yeah.
No, don't you remember Pelosi is back there like,
Oh yeah, she was
I
excited.
don't know if
She
to
was so-
clap or rub my hands together or what.
Well, that's because Kamala's probably her
She-
husband was under the table.
probably needed a drink.
Jesus Christ.
Was Nancy wearing those pearls?
Of course, it's always.
I guess so. I don't know.
The
She
scariest,
She is from the Flintstones.
the scariest thing is that's the number one's in the middle, and it's like 2 and 3.
Three,
You're right
yeah.
there. You're like, I choose none of those. Of all three,
Yeah.
I choose none. If I had to make a choice, I'd choose none of the above.
No.
All I know is my only friend there that I like is
Crenshaw,
Arr, Arr.
which he was talking to the other day here at the shop.
Just kidding.
I was like, oh,
Yep, that's a good boy right there.
you know.
So how many people are watching?
There's three watching. Oh, we got a comment. Oh, I should look at the comment. Oh, Patrick, hey, what's up, man? Long time no see.
Thank you, Patrick. As always, great coffee.
Thanks,
Always.
Patrick.
So, let's see.
So
what else?
did you see what I saw today, which I hope is like not the truth so far, but they were capturing Russian soldiers and found on their weapons, they had written on there,
Z's?
no,
Oh.
all the way to Berlin.
What?
That's fucked up.
No way.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's
I heard that Putin was like also like walking around, going around,
He had a big
Russia
He had a big stadium.
pro-war speech. Yeah,
did you hear what he said though?
200,000.
It was all
forced.
about racial cleanse.
yeah.
Cleanse, like I was like, when I sit there listening, I'm like, this is fucking Hitler. How is this not Hitler? Like he's like, the best part though is he goes, if you're Russian, don't live here, but you act like you're a Westerner, then you're a traitor to Russia. You need to be cleansed. However, I understand if you have a house in Miami or you have a house in the French. I'm like, wait a minute. So the rich guys are okay. You're okay with whatever they do.
Yep.
Well,
but,
yeah,
but everybody else, you want to cleanse them. You want to cleanse them of the Russian population. I was like, what an asshole. Like, if you're rich, that's cool. If you have mansions all over the place, that's fine. But if you're just an average Joe and you're not living in Russia, then you're a traitor to you need to be cleansed. I could not believe he said the words, you need to be cleansed, ethnic cleansing. Like,
Well, maybe he's talking about taking some baby wipes and doing a little wash.
I mean, he's so
Like that dude's he's so buff, man. Maybe that's what he's talking about. He's got to wipe off that sweat.
Dude, he's so
off those
far
muscles.
gone about how crazy. I'd never.
We can remember KGB guy, KSB guy.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
in the past, I've always listened to when he did speeches, right? Talk because, like him not, whether he's a nut job, he's an intelligent guy,
Very.
and he says some pretty smart stuff. Like the thing I'll never forget is when he came on after Hillary sold our uranium to him. He's like, "How stupid to sell us uranium? Why would you do that? Why would you sell us your uranium?" He's like, "I cannot believe anybody who's in charge of a country would ever let that happen." So they bought it, but he cursed her out for doing like it's his dumbest move ever.
Yep.
And I was listening to the longer term implications. He wasn't just like, that's dumb. He's like, so here's the problem you create. He's like, we have it, you don't. You're going to make us the strongest power. He's like, he's even like, let's say I'm not in power and somebody else wants to take over. Those nuclear weapons stay forever. They're not gone with me.
No,
it's like if they decide they want to take over, now you've handed you changed the whole power dynamic in the world. It's like, why would you ever, as a world leader, let that happen? He goes, strategically, that's just the dumbest move ever. I'm like, like he did it and he's cursing her out for doing it. Like, how dumb you were to sell that to us and let this happen.
Well, the other day you were here, we were watching a little bit of the G.I. Joe, right? And where Zartan is the president, and he had everybody there. And he fires off his nukes, and everybody fires the nukes, and then they all just self-destruct. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. I mean, you get rid of a whole bunch of them.
Yep.
If you can get self-destruct all of them, all the codes work and everything. But
there was a cool movie just like that, where all people were trapped in a diner. The president's in the diner with them.
Oh.
The nuclear war starts, and the country we're against. I can't remember if it was Iran or Syria, or it was Russia at the time. They launched their nuclear missiles at us. And they're sitting there waiting. And everybody's in there. I was like, why are you not freaking out? The missiles are going to be here in like 5 minutes. And he gets in contact with Washington. He's like, hey, the ones that are launched are the ones that we expected them to launch, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, all right, go ahead and put in the code. So we sold them the missiles, but we left the backdoor code in all of them so we could just deactivate the warheads. So it would be just a rocket basically hitting the ground rather than a nuclear weapon. I'm like, it's pretty. I wonder how real that was or where that came from. Did they really think about? Have they done that? That some of that shit that's other third world country has, we sold it to them. We have backdoor codes to go in there and shut that shit off.
would you have to wait for Microsoft to load up, and you're like, oh, come on.
It's fucking buffering.
Buffering.
But the other nice thing is, if the missile was buffering, it would stop right before the ground, just like in the cartoons. Buffering, and you could just go disarm it real quick before it hit the ground.
Well, like those Ukrainians, the EOD guys who are undoing the bomb,
and
just pouring water.
I
mean, it doesn't matter if you wear all that bomb suit. That thing goes off. It was a pretty good sized bomb.
You're done. Yeah, they're fucking. Did you see the one guy who picked up the landmine by hand was carrying it across the road? One of the big circle landmines they found, he just picked up. He just carried it across the road to go drop it off in the forest. Like, fuck, any time, man. That thing you're done.
Well, a lot of those are those type of mines. You can once you deactivate it, you can drop it and it's not going to go off.
Yeah. It's deactivated.
Yeah,
but it's not like in the movies where it's a pressure.
Yeah,
and you step on it and you can sit there. No, as soon as you press on it,
it doesn't wait for you to get off.
It doesn't wait for you to get off.
Yeah, the bouncing Betty.
Bouncing Betties.
Yep.
God.
Germany started those.
Yep.
It's just brutal. Every time we have a war, you get to find out how brutal we can be in trying to destroy each other. There's no fucking limit to how brutal we'll be. Like the what's the bomb we were talking about last week? The one that releases the gas. What do they call it? The vacuum bomb.
The vacuum bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, releases the gas everywhere.
Yeah.
Then it fucking goes off, burns out all of the air, sucks the air out of you, puts embolisms in every part of your body, your lungs, your intestines. Will fucking suck the teeth out of your
Yep,
fucking
Robert,
head.
that's right. The air breaks on the old Bugs Bunny.
Yep, the air breaks up. Yep. I used to love that.
it.
I used to love when or the phone booth would be falling and he'd step out the door right before it hit the ground, you know?
I mean, hell, look at us. We use JDAMs, man. I mean, look at that.
JDAMs.
The power. I mean, you look at like in Iraq. Remember that? You see the palaces out there. You know the palace floors are marble and concrete and with rebar that's literally like every 2 inches.
Super strong, huh?
Yeah. Super strong structures, man. The Conquer Over America Museum, whatever that's called. Remember that one in Baghdad?
No.
Victory Over America. That's what it is. The Victory Over America Museum that Saddam Hussein had built that was the very first building that got hit when we started bombing Iraq. And guess what? We hit that thing with 3 JDAMs, and there's only 2 holes. That's how big that.
Yeah, but the Russians were using the supersonic bomb to get to the underground bunkers for whatever military supplies.
Yeah.
But
they're starting. Well, they said now they're going to start to use those now. The supersonic on Ukraine.
What's up, Bobby?
Because they're getting their ass kicked.
Bobby Curtis.
Well, with a superpower like I'm not going to say superpower like Russia, but to take over a country using 60%, 70% of their military, and their military people are giving up. I mean, they're calling people all the way from the far ends of Russia to come there and help them.
Well, they haven't used any of their Spetsnaz yet, have they?
Yeah, they've been using Spetsnaz, and I know their airborne. One airborne troops got annihilated at the airfield in the beginning.
They just took back last night. I just read they took back 16 of their cities.
Is that the
pushed back and then pushed back like 7,200 Russian soldiers.
Yeah, they're doing a counteroffensive.
It's pretty. What's cool is you get to see what happens when citizens join and fight alongside the army. How powerful that is. Like just like if somebody attacked here and our citizens got together
here,
right? But you see, like here's a Russian army, but you have citizens who picked up guns. I mean, there's 40 million Ukrainians, right? If just 10 million of them picked up weapons, they'd overpower the Russian army, except for the aerial assaults, right? You can't stop that. But like to push back soldiers, take out tanks like left and right. It's crazy how much they're taking out.
Those javelins are just javelins and those AUVs.
Yeah. I want a javelin after watching like how fucking powerful. It was like you can hold something in your hands and just fucking destroy a tank. Like just takes a tank out. The one I saw,
when you put it that way, it pushes out, then it fires, and it goes up and comes straight down on the tank or armored vehicle.
What's crazy is
because that's the weakest spot.
When you watch from the camera angle, from like when they're showing, like the thing looks like it's not even in control because it's all over the fucking place, right? But it's on like a fucking wire to go there, but the exhaust comes out of it. It's like
no wire.
No, it's all laser
fire.
I don't mean like
there used to be
I don't mean like an actual wire, but like it's laser, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's like being on a wire, right? It goes. It's really pretty much on a great trajectory. It just looks like a crazy path with the exhaust coming out of it. Looks like it's going all over the fucking place, and it smokes that tank.
Well, the old ones you had to sit there and laser it
the
whole time.
Yeah, you had to hold.
They couldn't hold the target.
After. Yeah. Well, you had to like press fire, and you'd have to hold on to it while your back is burning, and you have to hold on to it until it hits the target.
Also, it didn't have any memory of the target.
No. It was. The javelins are all laser, man. And
fire and forget
the shit.
That's awesome.
Yep.
My saw was bruised. The one guy hit The one it fucking hit the ammo supply inside the tank, and the whole it looked like nothing happened to the tank.
The
And all of a sudden,
camera
the tank
angle
blew.
was weird.
The camera angle.
Camera angle is weird.
On what? On Facebook?
Yeah, which one?
How's it looking?
It has to be Facebook.
How's it look? How's it looking there? A little
It looks good. It looks straight. I don't know.
Is it our heads? Our heads could be out of angle.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, Bobby. You got to be more specific. This is mine's frozen.
Yours is frozen. It's live on there.
Yeah, it's probably live. There we go. Oh, it's back. There we go.
Old Russian Sagar missiles. Nah, I don't know.
The Sager missiles?
Sagers?
I don't know what a Sager missile
I don't know what
is.
those are.
Tell us more. What's a Sager missile?
Wait, hold on. The old Russian Sager missile.
Sager missile?
Yeah. Rose,
That's my
High Cell. What?
my parents.
Company.
Oh, that's your parents?
Yeah.
Aw. That's awesome. I've heard so much about your parents. Is that your mom?
That's probably what
Yeah.
they're using in Afghanistan, right? The Sager missiles.
I don't know.
I mean,
it might
RPGs.
be. Yeah, they used RPG 7s. That might be one of their other handheld.
It's really their last big battle they had.
You know the crazy thing about
No,
RPGs
Chechnya.
are?
Oh yeah, check.
Yeah.
Well,
and Sochi or after or Crimea.
Crimea. But was that really a battle? I mean, they kind of like, okay, you got it, you won.
Well, you know, it's like the Iraqis, man. I mean, everybody else out there too. I mean, and use them in Afghanistan, but the fucking begins with a K. Not kitchen, but the rockets begin with a K. Remember that shit? They're basically the fire and forget. You know, they come out like, you know, if not even all of them fire sometimes out of their little trucks. And they're like that.
Had with wire guided missiles around the BMPs.
Oh, the BMPs.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's probably what the. Well,
I know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about. Yeah. They're like the Sager missiles. We used to use Sager missiles, or something very similar to that. But the ones that were on the BMPs, they were wire guided. Yep.
Yeah, but I can't remember the name of those.
They're like the early tow type missiles.
Yeah, tow missiles. Yeah, the tows. But you know what's weird? Because the javelins only fire once and it's done.
Yeah.
You'd think you'd be able to like repack it, reload, and fire it again, right?
Yeah.
Get another one. It's like one use and done. Same thing with
Stingers. Someone must have figured out like this is a better system than fucking reloading it. Maybe it's harder to carry the fucking other reloads than it was to carry a javelin.
The only problem with like javelins, man, is like for like infantry ground troops is you got like especially like say if you're airborne, you jump that fucker in. Look, man, I jumped.
How heavy is a javelin?
What is? I can't remember.
Is it 20 pounds? Is it 50
No,
pounds?
more than that.
Is it 100?
No, it's not. No, because it has to be. They're jumpable, so it has to be. I think it's.
Your parachute can only carry so much, right?
See, a dragon weighed. I think a dragon was like 27 pounds. I think a javelin's only a little bit more than that because you have to be able to wear it on your parachute harness.
Okay.
Let me tell you what, you were death right there, man.
Yeah.
Every jumper was like you were always the first jumper out the door or the very last jumper out the door because there was never a dragon being jumped in the middle, just like it is now with a javelin. There's never a javelin that's jumped in the middle. It's always going to be in the front or in the rear because guess what? You're hitting the door and you're flying everywhere, man, as you're coming down, and hopefully your parachute opens up and shit.
Could you use that if your parachute didn't open up? You're like right before you hit it, you fire it,
and
then you
get the
nice
recoil.
soft, soft landing.
That's a good idea.
Use it as a rocket. between your legs, like just shoot right before it. Oh,
I got a rocket pack.
Any other paratroopers out there? Any former paratroopers? Just curious.
Somebody who might know him.
No legs.
They were saggers.
Pogues are okay. I got a good poke thing I'll put up on Facebook.
Dude, tell everybody that joke you said earlier.
No, can't do that. No, not on this. That was.
They'll see it. I'm sure they've all saw it.
Yeah,
it was pretty popular. I came across it just scrolling TikTok for 2 minutes last night.
Yeah,
I saw it.
You know, when I first time I heard about TikTok, I thought it was like a game or something.
My kids used to use it. It was just all it was stupid people doing the same dance over and over again.
Yeah,
the same. It was like 12-year-old girls. That's all who would use it, and they all did the same thing. I watched my daughter do it every fucking day. The same thing that 6,000 people did, and then all of a sudden it changed, became adults got on it
because of COVID. It just
COVID.
Yeah.
everybody.
And then Vine disappeared. Like Vine
What happened to Vine?
Vine kind of became TikTok. So and everybody's short attention span.
Yeah.
TikTok feeds right into it, man. It's like
20
it's like a drug. It's like
10, 20 seconds and
yeah,
you're
if you
done.
wanted Coke, like it's like video Coke is what it is.
Yeah.
Just need that quick fix. Quick fix. Next. I'm bored next.
Well, isn't what Facebook too is dropped in viewership?
For
the first time ever this last quarter, they lost subscribers. The first time in their history.
Is Trump's new platform out yet?
Yeah. It's been tough to get on, like registration and stuff. And it was available only for iPhone users. And it hasn't made the Android store yet. It may have this week. I checked last week and wasn't on there yet. So it's coming. But they had so many people try to join the first day. They like crashed it. And the next couple of days was crashing it. So it's blowing up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I was gonna say something now. I forgot.
No,
It was just like when I was on the phone earlier with the old lady.
It's old age, right?
It is.
With the gray.
It's fucking old. It's 55
Grace.
years old.
Man, this is getting grace.
I know.
Man, look
I dye mine gray.
Yeah.
You dye yours gray?
Yeah, to make look older and distinguished. My wife is older. She doesn't want to look. She doesn't want to look like she's with such a young guy. So I add gray in. I comb it.
Do you?
To make it
That's
feel
awesome.
If you let that grow a little bit more and let the hair, call you Kenny Rogers.
Gotta know when to hold them. Gotta know when to grow them. Gotta know when to walk away.
His dad did that when he had the beard.
Look just like him.
Looked just like him. Like
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do it?
Because I'm not that fucking old yet.
Yeah.
No, because my nanny's 23 and I want to try to still make that happen. So she don't want me to look so old. I still gotta look good for the nanny that I'm gonna marry.
The nanny, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's my plan: is divorce the wife, marry the nanny.
Nice.
That's what all rich guys do. I'm not a rich guy yet, but if I eventually become one,
Oh shit! I've been out of frame from.
I want to have that. I want to have that plan
Instagram.
available.
Really?
You are? I can see you.
Well, I guess I was leaning a little bit this
There you
way.
go.
Oh my God, his dad does.
That's me. It's
That's-
not my dad, but that's exactly what my dad looked
Wait,
like.
that's you?
That's me.
Dude, you look like you're 80 years old in
Yeah,
that picture.
that was me with
Can I
age
show
progression.
them?
Yeah, that's me with age progression.
Oh,
Just break my stand.
did I break your phone?
Ah,
All right, world, check that out.
Don't worry, he'll buy another one for $2.
Here.
I paid $3 for that one on
Oh.
Amazon.
Doesn't he look like he's like 70 years old?
Yeah, that's what it
That's
is.
age progression.
It's Snapchat age progression.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, do
I
that
know.
to me. I was curious.
You gotta do it.
I want to see how ugly I'm gonna look. I didn't mean to break that.
It's all right. I have another one.
Did
I always
it
buy
break,
two.
break?
No, I always buy two because it always breaks.
His kickstand.
Was it made
Yeah.
in China?
Yes.
Well, of course.
Yes.
Everything.
So the thing with China too, China's. I don't know.
Wait,
I guess
did
it was
Biden
pretty
really tell China don't get involved
Yeah.
with Russia?
And China said we're probably not going to get involved, which I think is a lie. I
it would be just like we're saying we're not giving them supplies, but we're giving them what we say we are. But you don't think China's doing the same thing to test out their new weapons?
all I'm thinking is it's time to buy a bunch of rubles because there was no way they're going to let their whole economy crash, right? So what they're going to happen is if they ever open the market back up there, like the government itself is going to invest billions back in it. The oligarchs will invest billions, if they have any money to invest back in it, right? Depending on how much has been frozen, they're going to invest right back in it. If you're buying rubles at 150 to the dollar, the ruble is going to go back. It's going to come back 1 to 1 somewhere in there, eventually 80 cents to 1. So it's a good time to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And the problem is all these sanctions, you don't want to support Russia, but there's going to be a shit ton of money that's going to pour into Russia because everything's going to be a tenth of the price it was a year ago. So as much as the sanctions hurt, it's going to be kind of a resurgence for Russia at the end of the day too, because it's going to bring in a whole lot of new money that was never invested before.
Yeah.
Well, you hear about OPEC talking about changing. Right now, they deal in dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're talking about dealing in yen
Really?
instead of dollars, like splitting it, because they think, China's become the powerhouse.
Warsaw Patriot said Russia was number 4 of our biggest importer of stainless steel.
Wow, interesting.
Huh.
They import our so it was funny when we did this. When we did all the piping here. If you guys don't know, we added 2 roasters to the shop, did all our venting and stuff. What's funny is
4 roasters.
I had no idea that most of that venting pipe comes from Canada for us. So when the truckers were up there blocking, our guy who hired to do it, they're having trouble getting pipe because most of it came from Canada. I'm like, I had no idea. He's like, me neither. It's like, I had no idea. He goes, but that's why I can't get as many parts. He's like, it all comes from Canada, which is funny because we bought out Menards here. I went to Home Depot. We're trying to do it ourselves. They had nothing. Another fucking store I went to had nothing. Lowe's had nothing. Like, why? Where's all the piping at? Nobody has anything. It's because it was all blocked up in Canada. What do you say?
Well, the stainless steel makers here are going to be affected, and then China's still number one for stainless steel.
Yeah, but their stainless steel is
It
nowhere near the
sucks.
quality. Nowhere near the quality.
We've gotten
It's an alloy because it's an alloy steel that's not has every other piece of metal in it you can get.
But everything like Samsung and all that, for appliances is all made in China.
Oh, yeah, that's why all the appliances are shit now.
Yeah,
and Samsung refrigerators are garbage.
Yeah,
they had massive problems.
Samsung is Korean.
Well,
I don't know if they're made in Korea.
Whirlpool.
Usually Koreans don't like to.
That's right. Samsung's Korean. I knew that. Yeah.
I think Whirlpool is the only one that's made in the United States and Canada, right?
Some of them. I don't think everything. I don't know if there is any fridge or washer machines made in America anymore.
Does anybody know that question?
Hopefully that'll change in the next couple of years here. People.
It should, because we need to bring stuff back to the States so you can put people to work.
Ooh.
I mean, they say that the economy is getting better. People are going back to work. It's just people going back
to the office
again, right?
Yeah, they're not at home anymore. They have to go. Now you're forced to. Yeah. So it's awesome. What's so dumb is when gas is at its highest, oil is at its shortest. We're making people go back into the office, start commuting again.
Yep.
Why wouldn't this be the time
stay home?
Right. If you're Biden, be like, listen, if you have employees working from home, let them continue to work from home. Help us get through the oil crisis.
Right.
Let's not put additional pressure we don't need. Your company's surviving. It's doing well. People work from home. Let's continue that for a while longer. Don't pull people back in now. Why would you make 100 people come back to office and start using gas? So now you're going to use 100 people use 2 gallons of gas to the work, 2 gallons of gas on the way home. So now you just add an extra 400 gallons a day, 2,000 a week that you unnecessarily for one company.
Yep.
For one company.
Well, you nobody drive for 2 weeks. You curb the oil price.
And think about it, we can always help out like all our tree huggers out there and say, we're saving the environment.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
Well, they're trying to force you to buy an electric, which takes energy to make electricity.
Yep. The only good thing is,
if we sanction China, we would also be affecting ourselves.
We couldn't sanction China. They're our bank. Everything we owe in the world is to China. They give us all our cash. How do you think we give $1 billion to Ukraine? We borrow it from China.
Well, it doesn't matter because China, whatever is in China, like the American companies, 51% is owned by China.
Mm-hmm.
So they could really just say, we take this over and
nationalize it. Just like Putin said, he's going to nationalize everything that every American company leaves in Russia.
He did.
Yeah, he said if you leave, if you're an American company and you leave, we'll nationalize it. The airlines, it's like if you leave planes here, we're going to nationalize them. They're going to become property of Russia. All their properties becoming property of Russia. They're nationalizing everything. So McDonald's pulled out. It was funny.
I heard about that.
The company opened up. They just took the M, turned it sideways. It looks like a yellow B. It's all the same colors, and they're opening up in all the locations they're going to take from McDonald's. So they're going to nationalize all the property McDonald's owns. It's going to turn into this chain restaurant.
Wow.
Listen, as fucked up as Putin is, he's not dumb.
No, he's not.
They have a plan. They knew this was coming. This was not a surprising that these crippling sanctions were coming.
But it does hurt the common everyday people.
It does hurt it, right? Yes, that's who it hurts. He's the richest man in the world. Like he's not. He feels no effect of this whatsoever.
None.
When the German money back in World War II, whatever it was,
the marks.
The marks, it was
Deutschmark.
it was barely worth anything.
Mm-hmm.
There were kids using the money to make kites.
Yeah.
And flying kites with the money, right? It's like make kites. It's not worth anything.
This is why. So if you look at what happened, Russia, an oligarchs weeks before the invasion started buying massive amounts of gold.
They did
because they knew their money was going to crash. So that's how far ahead it was planned. They already started investing in gold and crypto. They did all this shit, so they knew it was coming. Right, but who they screw is the average citizen.
Right.
But at least in Russia, so the one thing Putin says like, yes, unemployment's going to go up, yes, prices are going to go up, but we're going to increase the social welfare so that nobody feels the pains. So that's one thing they have that we don't have here. When our economy crashes, you're just fucked and you lose your house, your car, your job, all that shit, and you can go on unemployment that doesn't pay for shit. But in Russia, they have a social welfare backing that everybody gets, so you don't absolutely get screwed in a down economy.
Yep, so, and not to mention, that comment that Putin made too. He's like, and I'm not trying to support him or anything, but he was like, if the world wants to get rid of all the black market, hackers and stuff like that, support me taking over Ukraine because I mean he wants to bring Russia back to the motherland.
Yeah.
He wants to bring back the old
whole
old
USSR.
gang.
Oh yeah.
USSR.
But that includes Poland. They want Germany still because they never got right because they didn't get in World War II. So
they got half of Germany.
They got half of it, right? They want the back.
Half of Germany and half of
the
Berlin.
fucking Berlin Wall will be put up again.
Yeah.
They'll be back to where they were.
Well, and there was I saw this on YouTube, man. He said this when he took over as the president he wasn't a president considered then.
Right.
But when he took over power, what was that, 20-something years ago?
Yeah.
He said, he goes, in my lifetime, we will have the USSR back, the motherland.
Right.
And guess what?
He's making progress.
You see some of their vehicles are driving around with the old Russian flag.
Yeah.
The USSR flag.
Yeah.
Some are flying with that.
Well, it's funny because all the oligarchs stole money from the fucking defense fund.
Yeah, so
they couldn't update their tanks and all their shit. So like they're if you watch some of the videos, Ukrainians are showing like what the inside of their tanks look like. They look like they're 60 years old. Like nothing's been fixed. That's why these shit's breaking down here. Is like they haven't maintained any of it because they stole all the money from it.
The only thing I gotta say this because you've all seen those videos of Putin working out, right? It shows him working out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How especially when he's doing like his
bear training.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu and all that stuff that he claims he's a master at. But I feel like that guy is going to say, you know what, my dad can beat up your dad. But could you imagine like a fist fight between like Putin?
Elon Musk challenged him. You saw that, right?
Do what?
Elon Musk challenged him to a one-on-one fight for Ukraine.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's like I challenge you, Putin, to a one-on-one fight. The prize will be Ukraine.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it was funny because then one of Putin's, I think it was a general or advisor, he started calling him Ilona. He's like, I'd like to see you, Ilona, you with your feminine ass. Come over here and try to fight Putin. He's like, he'll kick your ass. And it was funny because then Elon started responding as Elon Musk back to him. So it was fucking funny as hell.
Well, the Soviet Union did try to conquer Afghanistan
they fought together with the Ukrainians. Well, that's why I think you see so many automatic protesters in Russia, although they're getting the propaganda, is because people who live in Russia have a lot of family members living in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
So it is their brothers over there. What's crazy is
a lot of them. Well, during the Afghan, I guess Ukrainians, but Ukrainians also served with us in Iraq and I don't know about Afghanistan, but Iraq I know for sure.
Oh yeah, no, they were definitely.
I know. I've seen them in Iraq.
Yeah, they were down by was it Qasr, or Basra? They were down there.
I remember the Poles being there.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, I think a couple of Ukrainians came by our tents and were like, they trading like equipment for our equipment.
Oh yeah,
they want something American.
Trade body armor and shit like that.
They want better body armor.
Fuck. It reminds me like those stories you hear like from like the Vietnam vets, man. Like where they're trading, with guys, that were coming from other countries, or like, my dad loved the M14. He's like, dude, when I came to Vietnam my second tour, I went up to this Marine that was leaving and said, dude, I'll give you this M16. You give me the M14. And the guy was like, sure. It's like, I'm going home.
How the hell do you tell that to the fucking CIF?
I know. That's what I was like. Shit, we need shit like that.
But the M16 was shit when they got to Vietnam.
Well,
it was having massive problems still.
Yeah.
It wasn't chrome lined. It didn't have the proper powder in it, so it would jam. The old cleaning kits.
Yep.
Forward
was getting all filled and shit.
Forward assist. I don't know. I mean, it kind of helps. I rarely ever use a forward assist.
But could you imagine though, a world war though? I mean, I gotta say this, and this might be. I mean, I don't wonder if anybody's ever thought about this, but there is too many people in this world today.
Listen, I think about that all the time. It's like, as much as you don't like the wars, we kind of need them every once in a while within the population just a little bit.
Yeah,
it quells this pandemic, helps with the overcrowding.
Yep.
Wars help with the overcrowding. As brutal as it is to watch people go down,
it is
overcrowding.
It sucks.
But how many years since humans have been around, there ever really been peace?
Never.
There's always a war going on.
You know what's funny is I
someplace.
really kind of thought like we were at a point now where the only place we had any crazy people left that would do this kind of shit was the Middle East. Like I was like, pretty much the whole world's matured to a point where we're not so desperate or greedy for property that we're going to go and kill people. Like I thought, like we're as a society we're growing, we're getting past that. Like wow, that's pretty exciting that as a society we're getting past that bullshit. We just got a little problem in the Middle East. Eventually we'll get that cured. But now it looks like history always repeats itself no matter what.
Yep.
We'll never grow up. It's going to be the same shit. 30 years from now, it'll be the same shit again.
Amanda says, "Okay, Thanos."
He wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
He wasn't wrong.
It wasn't.
Listen, he was right. But after he took out half the population, even in the Avengers show that life is better, the planet's better.
Yeah.
There's whales in Hudson Bay. There was never in the Hudson River before. Things were cleaner. So, like it or not, if you cut the population in half, it makes it a lot easier, more sustainable.
You know, one thing that we're all saying, even everybody that's commenting on here, you know, there's one fact that, you know, we're all seeing. Hollywood is actually predicting all of this. So
No,
maybe
the symptoms. Symptoms.
I mean, Simpsons have been right.
Simpsons.
35 times they've been right over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
35 times. They predicted Trump, president. They predicted. So if you go watch like the stuff they predicted, it's crazy how much they've gotten right. Like so much you're like, Matt Groening, he's fucking a time traveler. There's no way he could guess the shit that he's guessed. It's way too far out there.
Even Russia, Ukraine.
But if you look at science, all the shit we have now, it was already predicted in science fiction movies 30 years ago, 40 years ago. They had there. You even look at stupid movie like Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone. That's 20 years old. Everybody had electric cars that were self-driving and it had a yoke that went into the dash.
Yep.
Tesla's now has a fucking yoke for their car. They're electric. They're self-driving. And his next plan is that yoke's going to get pulled into the dash, so you don't have to drive the car at all.
Yep.
So like, they already knew. Like, so they're predicting the technology. So I don't know if is it the movies are driving where we go. They're giving us ideas, or is it just happened to work out that way?
Well, I mean, look at this. Something I learned that about today at the Harley Davidson dealership. And that is they're making suits now that you can wear on a that has airbags.
Yeah.
If you're on a motorcycle.
Yep. Airbags. I've seen the big collar one. I've seen the one with the big collar for even bikers. As soon as you go to fall, before he does the airbag inflates around your head. They're making it for seniors now too, who like have a chance of falling. They just wear, it looks like a regular shirt, but it has an airbag built into it.
What does that remind you of? Demolition Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
that's right. The whole thing was airbag. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Hollywood, man. I think they're like the predictors, and that's Amanda.
Yeah, she's.
Thanos had a good point. Since we've seen this.
Well, he was saying, Warsaw saying Navy SEALs or special operations would use AKs and AKMs in Vietnam. Well, yeah, because you just take the ammunition off the dead and you use the ammo. I mean,
plus, think about it. You're using a weapon that's far more superior than your own. So why not do it?
So make a touchscreen what? Operated table?
They
have that.
Yeah.
They have a touchscreen operated table.
Well, you're probably referring to like the movies, right?
Right, where when they're looking at like a battlefield, like the planet comes up. They have. I saw that they already have that a live table that's touchscreen. Who was using it to plan a mission? I saw like there was an actual real shot. They're showing like the table, and it was the whole thing was like the cool tables they always show in the movie. And so now they have one, and it will 3D render. So it's making so like if you see like. It'll do a satellite imagery. It'll show you like, hey, here's the enemy's tank stacked up. Here's their SAM stacked up. Here's all the stuff. It'll show a 3D, and you can run battle scenarios. Yeah. So like, let's say if we do this, and it will play out ahead of time. Like, here's what you can expect. Here's what the casualties are. You can expect. So someone's already working on putting that together, so you can see. And when they say they're working on it, that tells me that somebody's already got it. It's it's 5 years from now the world will know about it.
It's like think about 1988 when Sigourney Weaver's movie Aliens came out. Not Alien, but Aliens.
Yeah, the big exoskeleton.
The exoskeleton, the forklift that she was operating. I didn't know this. That's real. That's been out since like the 1990s.
Yeah, we have it. I've seen a guy use it. Yeah. Yeah, they have it now.
What?
Yeah,
well,
it's real.
Yeah, I mean, then you put some armaments on it, and
I mean, look at the skeleton. The exosuits they're testing up in Aberdeen, man.
Well, yeah, and the Russians already came out with sort of an exoskeleton.
They did.
Not really an exoskeleton full body
armor could take a 50 cal at point blank range.
Yeah, who'd want to take a 50 cal?
Nobody. Nobody. But if you had to, you want that. You would sure as well be wearing that suit.
Nope.
All we're missing now is Cobra.
Yeah, but look. So look, we have drones, right?
Yep.
You've heard drones. You've heard the word drones forever in movies for 6 years before you even had that concept of drones. You have robotic dogs now that Boston Dynamic is making, right? They're making robots. So all the shit's coming true that's been in movies. They had touchscreen phones in movies a long time ago. We have touchscreen phones.
Shoe phones.
Yeah, that smart. Remember all the shows on Star Trek? You talk to the computer. We talk to Alexa and Google now.
Yeah.
Talk to your phone now, Siri. That's all. Instead of calling a computer, we just named it Siri. So we have it. Oh, and the proton engine they use on Star Trek is real. So they've actually figured out a working prototype of the proton engine that they're gonna be able to use in space, so that you don't need fuel. You just use the proton engine. Never needs to refuel, and you can just.
But don't you still need dilithium crystals?
Nope. you have an enclosed proton. They bounce it back and forth inside this chamber. That creates the exhaust. That creates the fuel that fucking drives you around the universe.
I think it's crazy. That show that came out in the 60s, man. You got the where he pulls it up like the cell phones. It's so amazing that it looks just like the same one that Motorola came out with.
Well, yeah. Motorola, I think, did that on purpose. And then if you have a weapon that go to stun to kill.
Yeah.
So JT Kelly says, in the entire history of the United States, there's been only 15 years when we have not been at war with someone. That's crazy.
15.
What was that? What was that time period, Kelly?
It probably been intermittent. 4 years. 4 years.
Was ever a 15
you can't really say, because we were still doing stuff in Africa.
I mean, that's hard to say. Like, but are you just saying officially declared war, or is it?
Yeah. Are you saying like JT Kelly? Are you saying like are you including like the Indian Wars too? Because I mean,
no, the concept when America was founded.
Think about between the
Indian Wars was that before.
No, I'm talking about the Indian Wars that were declared by Grant.
Those wars. Okay. Mixed years. Yeah, they're going to be a lot. Yeah, it's not going to be
mixed years.
But between World War, what was the space between World War I and World War II?
Well, yeah,
1918 or what?
1917, 1919.
1919 to 1930.
Yeah. When do you consider it started? 38, 39?
You want to include when America got involved, or you want to?
That's the hard part, right? So America, because the thing is America.
Well, yeah, but I mean, throughout the whole world, there's always conflicts going on.
Mixed years, yeah, but all the way back to 1776. Yeah, so that's what's hard. Like,
well, again, remember we had peace from 1776 to 1780.
No.
Yeah, there was.
No, there was the whiskey war. There was the whiskey revolt.
Oh yeah, the whiskey revolt. Yes, I forgot about that.
There was something else. The
Irish revolt.
No,
that happened in the 1800s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's only in Ireland. We had the Marine Corps thing. They always sing about Montezuma. Then, the African countries where they had
Congo.
No, Northern Africa, because they were capturing our ships, and they sent 20, 30 Marines and to the halls of Montezuma, to the shores of Tripoli.
Yep.
So there's all So 15 years of total peace for the United States.
Wow. From 1776, so that's almost 200 and.
But we still have the oldest. But we still have the oldest constitution in the world. The oldest government.
No,
technically,
no. The English. The English has the oldest constitution.
Are you sure about that?
I think so. The Magna Carta. They still use.
No, they changed that though, because of the vote with Parliament. Remember that took rules away from the king and queen, and put more power into the Parliament.
Well, yeah, but the Magna Carta was their constitution, not. I don't know.
Well, here's a question. I'd like your thoughts on what
clones. I think that'd be kind of awesome.
What's that?
Clones, like Star Wars.
What? Warsaw Patriot, I would say this. Can I answer that question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say this. Think about it this way. I don't know how old you are, but think about this. Back in the late 90s when they were talking about clones, cloning that sheep. Remember that? Or was that in the 80s?
The sheep, I think it was the 80s.
Yeah, and there was always this talk about cloning, humans and stuff. But guess what? It all went away.
No, they're still playing with it.
I guarantee they are.
They're still playing with that. But I mean, if you could get rid of all genetic problems and just have clones,
The oldest constitution is from San Marino.
San Marino?
And the United States has the oldest codified constitution. Or codified constitution. Sorry.
It's been codified?
Codified.
Hey, Cotta.
Ekata.
Welcome back, Cotta. Codified?
I remember that show. Jeez. Made me feel old in that one.
I know.
Well, that's China for you. I mean,
China is just...
I mean, heck, China used to say you can only have one kid.
Yeah, so the Constitution of the UK is uncodified. It's written over several documents rather than being all one document over a different time period. India has the longest constitution. 146,000 words.
Oh my God.
Monaco has the shortest, 3,000 words.
Monaco.
San Marino is the oldest active constitution. It's in since 1600.
San Marino, that's borders Spain, I think, doesn't it?
Sounds like it.
Spain, Portugal. Is that little country over there?
I think so. There's a little...
Yeah, there was like two little countries over there.
Probably really rich.
Probably.
I don't know.
San Marino?
I have no idea.
Sounds Italian. I think an Italian found it anyway. San Marino.
San Marino. It's like Dan Marino, best quarterback ever.
Really?
You don't think
What?
What? Dan Marino?
Dan Marino is the
No.
best
Come
quarterback
on,
ever.
I don't like him, but dude, nobody has the stats of what's his name? Brady. Nobody has Brady stats.
Oh, come on.
Nobody has Brady
no,
stats.
No,
Nobody has
Jim
Brady
McMahon
stats.
was the best quarterback ever.
I don't like John Elway is my favorite, or Peyton Manning is my favorite quarterback ever so far. But as much as I love Peyton, Brady's stats tell you he's not only the best quarterback ever, probably the best football player ever, just according to stats, right? You might not love him as much, right? Stats, and one of the best athletes ever in any sport. Stats wise, no one touches his stats, not even comes close, not even a smidgen close.
But the only problem with
Walter Payton is still the greatest football player who ever lived.
Okay, I can agree with you on that one.
Right?
Just like the Bears is the greatest team ever.
And Ditka's the greatest coach ever.
That's right.
Dick is the greatest coach. Walter Payton is the best running back ever. The Bears,
The 85
they
team
only
was the
had
best,
1 year.
best team ever.
I mean, I was a Packer fan for a long time, man. Think about it.
Sorry.
Dude, that's why it's called the Lombardi Trophy.
No. Okay. That's why they had to counter it with
It's not called the Green Bay Trophy.
Yeah.
It's called the Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombardi.
The coach was great. Doesn't mean the team that he coached was great.
Yeah. They have more football championships.
They were like, this is the Cheesehead Trophy. It's not shaped like a fucking triangle with some holes in it. Like, you know,
I love this when you pick on Bears, fans, and stuff like that.
the greatest sports team ever.
The Bears.
The Bears.
1972.
No, not
Miami
Miami.
Dolphins.
No. It was a short season. They only played 14 games.
Yeah.
16.
Even if you ask Google what's the greatest football team ever, it says the 85 Bears.
Does it really?
Yeah.
It does.
No way. Pull it up. Let me see.
I don't want to interrupt the podcast.
Yeah, we don't interrupt the
But
podcast.
if you ask Google says the 85 Bears were
85
the best
Bears.
team that's ever played in all positions.
No way.
Yeah, across all positions, the 85 Bears is the best team ever in history.
The 46. The 46.
Is that paid off by some own person that's owned in Chicago or something?
No, that's what it is. Just as it says, if you look at the team across all positions, the 85 Bears is the greatest football team ever to play the game.
Wow.
Best on kick returns,
That was
Defense.
best on punt returns, best on defense, most best offense, best quarterback,
who was
Elon Musk is a spun of the Bears.
best
Yes.
best Super Bowl song.
Yep. Best Super Bowl
best
song
Super Bowl
ever.
song, Super Bowl Shuffle.
Yeah, who else has a?
Do you guys have a song?
What do you mean?
Come on, you're a business. Do you have a song?
No.
I still know the word Super Bowl Shuffle.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Well, let's put him on the spot.
Well, you gotta have the music. We don't have the
Who
music.
do you want to hear? I'm not here to feathers ruffle. I'm just here to do the Super Bowl Shuffle. That's Steve Fuller. If Jimbo can't do it, I sure can. I'm not here to feathers ruffle. I'm just here to do the Super Bowl Shuffle. Anybody gets by me, they're gonna get bent. That's Richard Dent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. This is great.
Yeah.
See, they don't have that kind of loyalty in Green Bay.
They have to actually buy into the team.
They love Brett Favre. They love Aaron Rodgers. They don't love the team. Not even Aaron Rodgers likes the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers fucking hates the Green Bay Packers. And now Devontae Adams hates them even more.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why
Devontae had a change. Like, I'm out of here? Oh, yeah, I'm out. I'm gone.
That's why I kind of stopped watching football. But Dicka though, I gotta tell you this: Best coach ever. Best party ever.
Come on,
Best actor ever too. He was great in that movie with Will Ferrell. I don't know how you can get an Academy Award for that. Kicking and screaming.
Santa Monaco is near Rome.
Oh.
So I guess it's its own little country.
San Marino is a country.
The 1962 Packers are the best football team of all time. JT Kelly.
That's not according to Google or ESPN. I just looked it up on ESPN. It says the 85 Chicago Bears. If you go across all positions, that's what it says. Yeah. It's in the record books.
Huh. You know what?
There was no skit on Saturday Night Live. The Green Bay Packers, the Green Bay Packers, There was never. They never had some stars from Cheers come on and be like, "Hey, I'm a Green Bay Packer, eh?" They never had that. Yeah.
Well, that's only because Dan Aykroyd and what's his name came from Chicago,
Second City.
You know,
there's not even a comedy troupe in Green Bay. There's one here in Chicago. You guys even have a tower? No. Why would you want to be from Green Bay?
We have Lambeau Field though. Lambeau Field. Yeah,
I know too many cheeseheads now.
You get your I'm former. I just watched NASCAR.
It's even worse. They're reformed.
Don't believe everything you read from Google.
No, I said. Oh, yeah, I checked Bing also. Bing said 85 Bears. Bing. I could check Explorer next.
Let's go with this NASCAR. That's just a real man sport right there.
Dude, have you guys watched about racing? I checked in an F1 racing every once in a while, but ever since Netflix did the F1 Drive to Survive series, dude, that is the most addictive thing I've ever watched. I've watched all 4 seasons now. As soon as it came out, I was waiting for it. I binged through it. It is so.
I heard the one driver doesn't want to be in the next season. I can't remember which driver it is, but he didn't want to be on there.
It is so good. Like even my wife loved it. She's like, who never watched racing. We sat down and just watched one day, like nothing. The first season, dude, we binged the whole thing that day. Like you have to keep watching the next one. You're like, oh shit, this is so good. It's about all behind the scenes shit. The stuff goes on with the drivers, their lives, the negotiations, all that shit, the tactics and stuff, the money behind it. It's so good and so interesting. It's not like a show about racing. It's really fucking good. It's a really good reality show.
I have to watch that.
But it's not like the scripted horrible reality shows. Like they're so fake. It's a real reality show where people's lives and livelihoods are at stake. And you see the bad shit as well as the good shit, and you see the fights behind the scenes. You see like what goes on in the corporate world of F1 racing.
That's big money.
There's so much money in F1. It is so the amount of money that's in it is just out of this world. Like you can't even believe how much money.
That's when most of your higher end manufacturers are there, like Porsche, right? And
Porsche,
Mercedes,
BMW,
Porsche, Alfa Romeo, Ferrari. So, but it was so good. Like the stuff that goes on, the way they shot it. They sometimes shoot. There's 10 episodes. Sometimes they cover maybe like 3 races, but they show like from one team's perspective. Then they'll go back and they'll go, now here's that same race from this team's perspective. What happened? What's going on in their pit? What's going on in their corporate world? And so it becomes really interesting to see all the inner workings of what they go through to come compete. Like
how many F1 races are in America?
There's 2.
2?
Yep.
Is that the one that's in
Miami? Miami's the one. The other one is Texas.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, but they use regular roads, right?
They used in Miami. It's at the track, and in Texas, wherever, it's a street race.
Okay.
So you got to make sure those streets are.
I'm sure Miami too is part street and part.
Got to make sure they're probably perfectly good streets, no potholes. So we couldn't do it in Chicago.
Right.
Oh, heck no.
But usually the streets aren't great. That's what makes the street races so good. Is usually it's very tight corners because they have to wind it around. So they can't completely shut down the city. So it becomes a tight track with really tight corners. And F1, it's really hard to pass. There's so much technique to it. Like it's like I like NASCAR, but like F1 is like the skill level is so much higher because it's so much tougher. It's so much faster. It's so crazy. Like I was watching, they're talking like the guys like they have to train their necks so much because the G forces you pull in the car will just basically tear your head off your neck because the G forces are so hard that you couldn't last through a race. Like if you watch
come on, Sylvester Stallone did it.
What are the 3 guys that
he did, and so did
Grand Tour, the guys from Grand Tour. Richard, the little guy, he went to go get in a F1 car. He couldn't even get out of the pits because he's like, the revs have to be so high to launch. You got to launch that car, and there's no grip on that car. You have to go fast. So it's opposite what your brain says. The faster you go, the more grip you get. So if you don't go fast enough around corners, that car spins out and you're gone. But he's like, on mine, he's like, I'm gonna try to make 2 laps. He goes, after end of 2 laps, he's like, I thought my head was gonna come off my shoulders. My neck does not have the strength to handle this, to take the corners and the G-force, because you pull like 7 or 8 G's on a corner, which is an incredible amount. It's so incredible, it's unbelievable. And at 190 miles an hour, it's insane.
JT wants to know what we recommend. Because you just finished off Moab. So, I mean, if you like Moab, stick with it. But if you want to try another one, go Devil Dog.
If you like darks,
that's a dark. Or Little Rocket Man.
Little Rocket Man's a good medium.
It's still got a little kick. It's still got a kick to it.
Or Space Force. Space Force is good as a training wheels. You want to go to dark, is you're only half step up from Moab darkness. And Space Force is unique and has really good flavors. It's much brighter than Moab. It's got a little bit of a drier backside than Moab. Makes it good. It's interesting.
Yeah. We don't have anything for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
We can get it. Kay wants our coffee in Australia. You can get it in Australia.
Can you order it in Australia? Yeah, you could. I mean,
if you're at a military base, we can get it to you.
Well, no, we can send it.
Yeah,
I don't know how much it costs.
It'll be the cost will be astronomical.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Plus customs costs will be super high. So
do they charge for customs?
Yes. It's automatic when you do the shipping.
Yeah,
it automatically puts it on.
It's
there.
probably you have to go to UPS ground because it can't be.
But it shows the customs.
Can't be
when we work out shipping on ShipStation. It automatically shows you what the customs costs.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, dude. Someone asked, who was the person who asked if we could ship coffee to them?
Well, we shipped it to military bases overseas.
Military bases is easy because
it's easy.
It's APO,
yeah, APOs. APOs and what's Navy's ones?
Discos.
Discos, yeah.
Discos. They go straight to discos on the Navy ships.
Stay live.
They sing every time it comes there. It goes, what's that group?
By YMCA.
In the Navy.
If you're near Canungra Army Barracks in Australia, if you can use the APO, we can get it to you. Okay,
I think that's it. I don't think there is any American.
There's a base in Australia.
Yeah, there's
probably something small.
There's
definitely a base there because
I think there's a Coast Guard base there.
There's got to be.
Perth. I think it's in Perth.
It's super strategic.
Or Sydney.
All of Australia was super. That's a very strategic place to have.
Except for the desert. There's not.
That's just the middle of the country.
Yeah.
The outer edge is like.
It's
so huge.
Beautiful. Australia is beautiful.
It's so huge.
I had a chance to go there,
Perth,
but
or
it's like a grand
Melbourne
to fly from Korea. I didn't want to spend. I didn't have $1,000 to go down there.
The nice thing is nothing in Australia wants to kill you. The snakes,
yeah, really?
The spiders, the birds, everything that lives there. The nine most poisonous snakes in the world are in Australia.
Sounds like
But what I keep seeing is people like that's just in the outback. That's not. You don't get that shit in everyday life, and you're like.
That's what they show us on TV. They show us coming to.
But if you watch TikTok, all Australia shows is everything's trying to kill you. There's snakes everywhere trying to kill you. Alligators, all the spiders.
Snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a plane.
Snakes, yeah.
Did you see that actually happened on a flight from the Philippines?
What?
So they show the video inside. There's like a light you can see, and there's a snake going through the light. They had to land the plane to get the snake off the plane.
Oh,
so there was actually a snake on the plane,
and they had to fumigate it too and everything.
Yeah,
you like strong coffee? I tried Devil Dog.
Canungra Army Barracks.
Is that Canungra for Army Barracks? Is that the one that's Aussie Army or?
Okay, you just got to date somebody on the military base or find somebody on the military base that will accept the package for you. We'll ship it to you.
It'd be interesting. Let us know what it costs just to ship it to Australia. That'd be interesting to find out.
Go on our website and put your address in. We'll see what it comes up as.
Probably gotta be ground. I mean, ship ground, not ground coffee. Shipped.
And go on our website. See
because I don't think first class goes that way.
It'll pull it up. I think it'll pull it up. I think we have Australia on there as well.
Should be. I shipped to an island somewhere in the South Pacific that doesn't exist. I couldn't find it. They're like it goes to it was a military base and naval base.
That's the underwater base.
No, it wasn't Diego Garcia.
It comes up during the day, and then the base goes down.
It must have been because I tried to look for it and I couldn't.
Is it Atlantis?
Yeah, it must have been
American Samoa.
I don't know. I had a place.
Was it in Papua New Guinea?
No, it was somewhere in the South Pacific.
So probably
And I tried to look it up.
American Samoa.
It's on the Gold Coast.
The Gold Coast?
Yeah.
Of Australia?
Yeah. We don't have a Gold Coast here.
No.
Yeah, we do.
What?
Chicago.
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 It's the Gold Coast of Lake Michigan. The wonderful. We do have a Gold Coast down there. I mean, it's called the Gold Coast, but New York has a Gold Coast. I
Yeah.
guess.
Just if you like getting robbed, I don't know.
Anywhere, no, that's all the super high end shit. Anywhere you're on the water and you're super expensive property, it's a Gold Coast.
I'd like to go to Australia one day. That'd be kind of cool. 19 hours?
Okay, I think what you should do is start selling Gun Barrel Coffee and be our first rep in Australia. We ship it to you. You can be the first retailer of Gun Barrel Coffee in Australia. That would be awesome.
Oh,
We're
We
not.
take over the world that way. Or just find somebody there who has a store that would sell well, and we'll figure out how to get it to you.
They don't have gun stores there.
I don't know if they still do, because you can still have a shotgun, right?
Yeah. I don't
All
know.
I
guns
think
are
you have
allowed.
one.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Do
You can have one gun, right? Like if I lived there, I'd want a gun because
I think
Yeah.
I think it can only be a shotgun. It can't
things
be
want to kill you.
Can't be an AR.
Yeah.
Even kangaroos want to kill you.
See those
How about those
that have
kangaroos? Yeah, with the
like
muscles. Those things.
Those are prison deer.
this?
That's what I said. There was a guy on Reddit. We were going back and forth. I'm like, they had you show like one of the super buff. I'm like people are like, people are like, they're cute like deer. I'm like, that looks like a prison deer, like a deer just got out of the joint. It's all jacked. I'm like, that's a way better name than kangaroo. Is prison deer.
Kangaroo Jack, right?
Kangaroo Jack.
I'm like, those should always be prison deer from now on. Those
Hey,
are
you
just-
start seeing them with tattoos.
those are just deers that did time.
That'd be pretty funny.
What did that person say?
I'm on the Gold Coast.
Oh,
Thank you. I'll look at it. I'm on the Gold Coast.
I'd like to know. Yeah, if you find out, send us a thing, and
Sounds like near Sydney, right?
even a message would be kind of cool because we got to wrap this up here in a few minutes.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
It's almost
Oh, really?
time.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah, I
an hour,
know.
been over an
I
hour.
just gotta get back to the home before
Yeah.
5.
yeah. They take me out and they check me out every day.
Yeah, he
I
gets
love these guys.
he gets strip search before leaving, like in South Africa, for gold. Okay, make sure he sneaks any beans in his bunghole.
The bunghole.
The bunghole bean.
The bunghole.
That might be a new coffee. Right?
How'd that go? Oh, bunghole coffee.
Bunghole coffee.
That sounds delicious. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's dark roast.
dark roast.
Extra dark.
God.
Extra dark roast.
All right, so and guys, don't forget to check out Patriotic Frog, who made a cool sign for us. You got
Charlie Mike's
Charlie Mike's.
beef jerky.
Yep.
Our awesome hot sauce.
Our
Made by
awesome hot
Gendo's
sauce.
here locally. Best tasting hot sauce I've ever had.
Got
in my
Core
life.
Spice.
Core Spice for all your cooking needs.
Uh,
What's my favorite? A3.
Oh, that stuff's good.
I put this shit on everything. Everything. Salads, meats, everything.
I do that
vegetables.
with
hey,
hot
hey,
sauce.
somebody already does that with hot sauce. They put that shit on everything.
So
That's
do I.
Frank's. That's Frank's.
I can drink that hot sauce.
And
I drank
straight.
it out of the fridge when I was looking for something to eat. I didn't find anything, so I just drank it out of the bottle. It was so fucking good.
Yeah,
The flavor's so
dude.
good.
Whoever's idea? By the way, I know you guys are closing up, but whose idea of putting your Space Force beans inside here? Phenomenal.
Well, we first did Battleship.
Came out
to
not great.
not great. Yeah,
So we shifted to Space Force to have some a little bit
Better
lighter,
flavors.
Yeah, a little flavor.
yeah. It was,
Oh, that's awesome.
but I
Came
mean,
out
we're
good.
just gonna keep just one line. That's it. That's
I
it
mean,
for hot sauce.
It sells good. People
Yeah,
like
it sells good. It does good.
I go through 2-3 bottles a month.
I came inside.
There goes all our
and
profits.
Sal's taking the hot sauce
I,
going like
I,
this.
I actually pay for it because of fucking poor company.
Don't
When I take a bag of coffee, I pay for it.
forget about Red Glare. Check them out.
Awesome roller jewelry creations.
Yeah. Patriotic Frog. Who else? Don't forget to check out Gun Barrel Coffee.
Don't forget GBC10, save 10% online.
Oh yeah, just like it
Yeah.
scrolls through this thing.
And if you don't want to pay for shipping, you can go to Amazon Emperor Prime, so you get free shipping on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
If you're a conservative, like to support,
There you
go to
go.
Mammoth Nation. You can get 12% off on Mammoth Nation. Just join to be a
Gun
member.
eggs.
You get discounts from American companies, American-made products, and all conservative companies. So go check out Mammoth Nation. They've done an awesome job for us. They've helped out Charlie Mike's. They've helped out Patriot Popcorn.
Good
They've
on
helped out
eggs.
Core Spice. They're amazing.
She can go from Australia, order Amazon,
Yeah.
and have it shipped.
Oh
there.
yeah, I didn't think
Yeah.
about that.
I don't know if they have Amazon in.
I can't
Australia.
know if I can't
I
remember
think
if
they
we're hooked
do.
up. I don't think we're hooked up internationally on Amazon.
No,
I don't think we are.
Oh.
I'm doing that international.
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
another thing I got to pay for on there. So no, we're not international on Amazon right now. So sorry.
Well,
the website.
These guys can send me to Australia and I'll bring it there.
There we go.
I'll deliver it.
Just now it costs us $7,000 for
Yeah.
a bag of coffee.
We'll,
Listen,
we'll throw them on the FedEx plane
like
and-
Sal always says, you got to lose money
to make money. That's right.
I like that.
I thought it was spend money to make money, but apparently it's lose money to make money.
Well, you know, you give.
I've always had the philosophy wrong.
Well, you know, we give out samples of coffee. we're losing money giving out samples, but we're making money because people are buying bags.
That's just part of the cost of acquisition.
See, that's
And
losing
your
money
cost
to
of
make
acquisition is very low because of what the sample costs versus what the bag sells for. So it becomes worthwhile. So overall, it costs us about 10 cents.
Well, I think you both are wrong because honestly, from what I'm hearing, when I'm here working, the reason why we're selling coffee is because of my good looks.
Sales have dropped over the last 3-4 months. We just kind of figured out the problem right now. We just figured out why sales have dropped all of a sudden unexpectedly.
Yeah, the post office can get it there. I know they can.
Well, I know they can ship there. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of how expensive and getting through customs is the problem.
I don't know. I mean, she has to do all that custom work.
Like the last
Military bases are easy.
Last time I tried some other country that wasn't a military base, it was like $30 or $35 a bag.
No.
Hey,
Maybe that was-
JT, thank you for buying, man.
I
I think that was Turks and Caicos. Maybe it was like 35.
Oh,
It was
really?
like 35 or $40 for one bag.
Wait, Turks
well,
and
no, wait a
Caicos,
second.
that's like South
I
America.
shipped something to my cousin in Germany. That was a long time ago. I don't remember.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Yeah, they wanted Matchbox cars. That's
It was
what he wanted.
expensive though, right?
I
I don't remember.
don't
We'll
remember.
have to check it out. We'll
Yeah.
figure that out. We'll figure it out. Watch next week, Saturday. We'll tell you how much it costs to ship a bag of coffee to Australia.
If we remember,
We'll remember. We'll remember.
We're all getting old.
We never forget.
we're like elephants. We're like cats. We're quick, but we're old. We don't move
Yeah.
as fast. We don't
I've never known cats to be quick and old.
quick and old. No, we're not.
That colloquialism I'm not familiar with. We're like cats. Quick
That's
and
right.
old.
We're like old cats. We hack up every once in a while.
Okay. There's a lot of hacking. Definitely a lot of hacking, coughing.
There is a lot of hacking.
There's a lot of pains and aches and
Yes.
complaining.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I love is when you go to set up for a show, it's like, oh my back, oh my
Yeah.
feet, my leg, I gotta unload the truck now. I get showed up for the show. When I get up at 5 a.m, I'm like,
And hopefully we do the show in May.
the
Tulip Festival.
in Pella, where the windows are made.
Pella,
Iowa.
Iowa.
Thursday through Saturday. Come look
Thursday.
at beautiful tulips.
Tulips.
And I'll be here at the shop.
Most likely, yeah.
And come visit Larry.
Come visit Larry.
Tell him how good looking he is, so he feels better.
Oh, we can't really say that on here because Slayton might see this.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, look at that. Last time I saw on the good looks.
So, Slayton was here.
Right.
He might get mad.
Right.
Slayton.
Yeah.
Like the guy Slayton I'm thinking of Slayton?
Yes. That guy.
That guy.
Construction?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So on.
You guys have a great week.
have a great week. Keep
Thanks
your
for
head on a
joining
swivel.
us. See you next week.
See you next week.
God bless America.
Stay warm. Go Ukraine. Long live Ukraine.
God bless Gun Bear Coffee.
Oh, I hit the wrong button.